The Bible says that there is a door of hope in the valley of trouble. Perhaps you're hopeless, your life filled with disappointments, your dreams being dissolved into nothingness. Today, we want to talk about living your dream. The first time we meet Joseph in the book of Genesis, he's a young 17-year-old dreamer. He has a dream of greatness and dominion. One thing that I love about young people is their ability to dream. When people get a little bit older, oftentimes we lose our capacity to dream. I want to challenge you, never lose your capacity to dream. I remember one day I was sitting in the living room with a friend of mine drinking coffee. All of a sudden, we heard a horrible noise upstairs in the bedrooms. So both of us ran upstairs to see what was happening. His young son had wrapped the hose of a vacuum cleaner around his neck. His father said, "What are you doing?" This young boy said, "Dad, I'm wrestling a python." If you were to watch that child wrestle with that hose, you would have thought he was wrestling with a python. Kids have an amazing ability to dream and a creative imagination. Every great accomplishment begins with a dream, with a vision. The Wright brothers had a dream to fly, so they created the airplane. Thomas Edison had a dream that every house would be lit. The result was the light bulb. Nelson Mandela had a dream that his nation of South Africa would be rid of apartheid. Martin Luther King had a dream that race would no longer divide. Each of these men, they had a dream, they had a vision. They wanted to accomplish something great. It all began with a dream. As I mentioned before, Joseph also had a dream. He had a dream of greatness and dominion. Even when he was in the pasture being mocked by his brothers, when he was thrown in the pit, sold into slavery, as he served in Potiphar's house as a slave, and as he was falsely accused and thrown into prison, Joseph didn't give up. He dared to dream. He was bold to believe. And he kept himself in a position to accomplish that dream. Joseph could have given up. He could have become discouraged or bitter or angry or offended. He could have had unforgiveness towards his brothers, towards any of those people in his life. But he kept himself in a position to accomplish that dream. The Bible says that while Joseph was a slave in Potiphar's house, that he was a successful man, that he was a prosperous man. He was a slave. He had nothing. Yet the Bible says that Joseph was successful. You see, success is not arriving at a good place. Success is the ability, the capacity to keep pushing forward. A successful life is a life that just doesn't give up, that perseveres, that keeps pushing forward. In Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18, the Bible says that without a vision, my people perish. Without hope, without a dream, people become unproductive, unfruitful. They begin to live purposeless lives. They lack discipline. They become lazy. Vision and hope is critical to our life. The Bible says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hope is the blueprint. Faith is a force. It's like a construction crew that comes to build something in your life. Without a blueprint, the construction crew has nothing to build. Just like Joseph, you're going to have many opportunities to be discouraged, to be bitter, angry, offended, to have unforgiveness in your heart. I want to challenge you today, dare to dream, be bold to believe, and keep yourself in a position to accomplish that dream. I'm Jeff Schroeder. For Real Life, see you next time.